Well, hello, Talon. Congratulations on taking the series here in the quarterfinals. It was a long-fought series, but I think the first question I've got for you is going to be about team play. You had a lot of jungle proximity topside and across most of the series. Was it a conscious decision to play weak side bot, or just kind of a good opportunity to send Palicraft to that top lane?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, we knew from game one. As soon as we finished, or we're even in game one, we're like, okay, me and Yoda, we know that we can beat these guys in the bot lane 2v2. We know we're a better bot lane, so we were like, rest of the series, we were basically like, okay, let's just play to top. We kind of fell off of that a bit with game 3 and 4, where we tried to switch it up a bit and maybe leave Daze on weak side. But we ended up going back to the original plan on game 5, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, we did see kind of the slight drop in gameplay as you guys did end up winning those first 2 games, kind of struggled in the second or in the last 2. I also noticed that you had a 100% win rate on Thresh this series. Do you think that the picks you had that weren't Thresh were just unlucky drafts, or what was kind of going through your head when you realized that Thresh was like your most winning champion here?
I don't think really. I don't think the Thresh made a huge difference. Our losses were basically because one of them would get ahead on the enemy team, and if it was top lane, and if Daze lost top lane, then that would just be really rough for us, because Daze is like a big carry in our team. And I think my Thresh is just good enough that we could, go even or get ahead in bot, and then it can do whatever it needs to do. With the Galio and the Karma, both of those really require us to be ahead, because behind Karma and Galio are just fairly useless. So the Thresh was just a safe pick, where we were like, yeah, we can play this, and we can probably get some work done with it.
And got work done you did, winning all 3 games on that hooking support champion. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about some draft questions. You guys gave away the Zinza with the Tristana pick in that, I believe it was game 3, where it was... Sorry, game 4, where it was open. You guys picked Tristana, and then they picked Zinzao immediately in red 1. Was there a reason you were heavily prioritizing Tristana in that draft?
I think we were just we knew that we wanted to play the Trist, and we didn't actually even think about the Zinzao really till they picked it, and we knew it could be a possibility that they would pick it, but we didn't even really think about it picking it for ourselves. But yeah, so that kind of threw us off, because then we were like, we don't know what kind of jungler to go. We ended up going with the Kha'Zix, which probably wasn't the best decision, but it is what it is.
Yeah, a little of a funkier jungler to pair with the Galio, the ability to keep that one jungler alive and kind of stay in the fight with the heavy engage or some kind of pick potential.
Yeah, game 4 draft was just a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, you guys did it. You beat seed number 5. Or sorry, you guys beat seed number 4 as seed number 5. You're now moving on into the semifinals against Lotus White. Is there anything you had in mind already prepping for this one, or are you guys just 100% focused on this series?
We were pretty focused on this series, where we're just taking a series at a time, because we can't really plan for the next series if we don't even know if we'll win the first one. We got to just focus on winning the first one first.
So like, you guys do have the current head-to-head record against Lotus White. Do you think you kind of lucked into that, or was it a very well-played series by you guys? What do you think is the reason you guys were able to originally take down the number 1 seed?
I think we know that Fire Streaks is just a really strong support. So I think our wins were basically just, let's just ban out him and try and get ahead in other lanes. We can go even in bot. Like, we know that we can play a safe bot lane if we need to. But I remember that they kind of, in my opinion, kind of trolled those drafts a bit, like picking the Braum and I think the Alistair as well. Where basically we were able to just poke them out and make their bot lane pretty useless. So that's not a big deal when it comes down to that, and in that 2v2 matchup.
Well, all right, Capedogs Unleashed have done it. They find the last game of the best of 5, the last possible moment, and they're moving on to the semifinals. This has been week. I want to give you a thanks first off, Talon, for coming on the desk after such an intense series. I'm sure you've had a long day as well, but it's been a pleasure to cast. It's been an awesome series that you guys managed to put on, and a great show today. So I want to give you guys really one last shout out as Again, phenomenal series. Thank you, Shells. Thank you, Zilla, for joining us as a guest. Thank you, Benjamins and Wumbo in the back, for making everything happen on site of production, despite a few blips and technology just not being our friend today. But we managed to make it all work. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been Excellency Quarterfinals on the upper side of the bracket. We will see you guys next week with Capedogs versus Lotus White. See you soon.